still setting the field and Jaddu had already
bowled.
bowled and then he missed the catch. And I was
is
like,
it?
stop setting the field, brosef.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, he was like, हाँ इधर आओ and all and Jaddu goes through
Jaddu
his
is-
offers very quickly,
That's
right?
the Hare hai Edge Baston ke Edge Lords. This is the one I've been circulating.
That's the best. Dude, his average,
Yeah.
okay? So his average before the start of this test series was
35?
32.
Yeah.
32.
And
It's
it
gone
shot up to
42.
42. Shot up 10 points in 4 innings.
Yeah.
Okay?
Also, it's nice to see Pant doing well on a highway. Sorry. I had to get that in.
He calls the cracks potholes.
The fact that Jadeja played such boring innings, because when the inning is boring, the whole sword thing looks even more out of place. He does all this.
Very
I'm like,
anticlimactic.
I don't think you did anything sword worthy.
But I love his
I
celebration.
love that.
It's the swaggiest
it's swag
celebration.
as hell.
They say Iceland is expensive, but have you seen Prasidh Krishna's economy?
Shit. Dude, it's like the worst economy in 148 years
Yeah,
of test
dude, yeah.
cricket or
There is
something.
no
5.36 or something. And then he finally found the crack
Yeah.
that he created while running.
Just when he found it, the game ended. He's like, "Arey bhai, I just found the crack."
I just found the crack sounds like so many things.
Ye k-
Sounds like the beginning. All right, welcome to a show which is now called Cricket Luminaries. I didn't know it was going to be called that, but a lot of you said, hey, why don't you just call it Cricket Luminaries? And most of my guests are surprised that the show has a name because nobody knows what it's called. But let's cover a few things that happened. Gill scores more than any Indian in a test. Jadeja almost gets himself shit on. Akash Deep does something that Bumrah, Siraj, Shami have never done in their life. And England complain about a pitch in England behaving like it's from the subcontinent. So welcome to this Cricket Luminaries. Just to let you know, we are very close to 1 million subscribers. Yeah, we just need 945,000 more. So I think we can do it this week. And if you want, you can also watch this on Spotify. And thanks a lot for all the people supporting on Super Chats, etc., etc. Anyway, we have with us two luminaries of cricket. Shamik, who is a fantastic bowler because of his height.
Only because of where the ball is released from.
And Anu Menon, who is the... who
I
should
had
have...
no cricketing career.
Yeah, but you were a tennis prodigy, as
Sure.
we've established many
I
times.
played paddle the other day and I was like, this is why I played tennis.
Well, how is paddle? Is it
Paddle
good?
is the one which is kind of like squash also, right?
Yes, they
Yeah.
can't make up its mind.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
another's
a
like,
mishmash
yeah,
of
it
things.
identifies as so many things.
Yeah.
It's the new golf.
But is it the one where you have to hit on the side also?
Yeah.
So the difference between pickleball and paddle is that you can hit on the side. In
Does
paddle.
pickle have, you know, that bat with many holes in it?
That's-
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just,
No, the ball has holes. in
that is pickle. Yeah, yeah. So I'm saying
Yeah.
paddle is a regular tennis ball, but the bat has holes on
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
This
just...
is-
I'm sorry, I've just digressed for no reason. I'm so sorry.
Let's
Back-
talk about all the racket
Yeah.
sports and avoid cricket for half an hour.
Hey, what do you guys think of lacrosse? what are your feelings? Is it even a racket?
My favorite.
Okay, let's talk about this. By the way, right when we're about to start recording this, Wiann Mulder has got 367 runs against Zimbabwe, and then as the captain, he's the captain of the side.
Yeah.
On the second day, with 60 overs to spare on the second day, 3.5 days left in the test match, he's declared himself on 367 not out. Feelings.
Ridiculous. Maybe look up Brian Lara and learn something.
Yeah, dude.
Not just about the way he batted, but how long he batted.
Yeah.
It's about the individual records first in some situations.
Obviously.
One.
And
this
wouldn't
is
you
one.
go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
go for it.
There's no
67?
logic.
367?
367.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's no logic. There's no logic behind
It's
doing
like the 608. There was no logic. It was not
Yeah,
600. It was not
Yeah.
575. It was 608.
You know what?
That
this
was the
is-
magic
this
number.
is like some kid in your classroom says to the teacher, you've given me more marks than I should get, and everyone's like, wow, honesty.
Yeah.
But the kids are like, we don't respect this. He wants to be known for how good he is at like declaring and going for the win rather than the individual
Yeah, he wants to be known as a team player. And I'm
Team
like,
player.
bro, you have 60 overs left on the second day. And as soon as this came out, a lot of comments started. People are saying, why did he decline? And they're like, he's not Indian. I'm like, dude, there's 3.5 days left. I can understand if it's an urgent situation.
Yeah.
There is no logic that, and I'm like, great knock. And also, it's Wiann Mulder. Scoring three. Like, there's one interview of Dhoni when I think Dhoni and Stokes were playing together. And they were interviewing Dhoni, and they said, can you guess Ben Stokes' highest test score? And this was before Stokes had become Stokes. And it was 257. And Dhoni like, oh my God, you scored that much. Just shocked that Stokes had talent.
By the way, when you said, since you mentioned Stokes, when you asked your subscribers that we are very close to 1 million and we just need 994 to go, that's the kind of, I call Ben Stokes optimism. That we'll get there overnight. And that's the attitude with which he approached every game so far.
Do you have a baseball approach to subscribers? Is what we're asking, sort of.
Yeah, by the end of this week. Is what is how you can chase 608 in 45 overs. That's or 1 over actually.
And the other part of baseball which is you'll have to incorporate is when you don't win, you act like nothing happened. Which is what Ben Stokes seems to do.
Just clap at Shoaib Bashir's 6.
Wow, Bash has hit a 6.
Listen, but one second. We as Indians cannot diss them because of the shit we've been celebrating in Test cricket over the last couple of years. We are celebrating avoiding a follow-on. We celebrated a lot of dumb shit recently.
Let us clutch at straws in the wind, okay, Panty? I don't think you're so petty these days.
There are many ways to win in Test cricket, and we celebrate all of them.
Yeah, we celebrate all of them. Do you? By the way, one of the people getting involved in this, and this guy gets involved in everything, which is I got to give him a lot of credit for that. Is Piers Morgan. Okay, did you follow the story?
No.
Piers Morgan had said that England is going to win this great side. I love baseball, and then the Bharat Army, which is the Indian version of Bami Army. Tweeted him a smiley face after he went like, yeah. And then Piers Morgan said, see you at Lord's, where I suspect Jofra Archer will wipe all those smug grins off your faces.
But how has he decided it was smug? Is there a smug emoji?
It's just a normal smile.
Yeah, exactly.
And Piers Morgan sees everything as smug because he is smug. So you see a reflection of yourself in society.
I think Piers Morgan plays the same game as in cricket Michael Vaughan does with his tweets, which is to irritate the Indians because the engagement goes off the scale and you get, you're up in the numbers.
That's why also we're listening to Wasim Jafar, no? Because he's responding to Michael Vaughan so much.
Exactly.
Every hero needs a villain who's getting more followers than him.
That's right.
But it's great. And we get trolled so easily, dude. We are always like so triggered.
We are on edge only all the time.
Okay, just to ask you guys this, do you like this? Because, okay, we won, and we'll talk in depth about the test because I know last time we did, and people are like, oh, you guys are doing jokes and we want to hear cricket analysis. Why are you here for cricket analysis?
You just said he's a fast bowler, that's why.
Other options are there.
Basketball didn't work out.
I want to see these people on Harsha Bogle's channel be like, why don't you do some jokes, Harsha? What is this analysis?
He is the Abby Kurvilla of his generation.
Right.
Abhi Kuruvilla of comedy.
I've only had a slightly shorter career than Abhi Kurvilla.
What do you think of this whole? So the earlier one was Gaba Ka Ghamand, and this one was Birmingham Ka Guroor, right? And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Birmingham Ka Guroor is what they're
That's
going
what
with.
it is. And I'm like, what about Feka hai Birmingham Ka Boj? Ye hui Birmingham ki Bagawat. Chillai hai Birmingham ki Billi. Toota hai Birmingham ka Bal. पिघल दिया बर्मिंघम की बर्फ. That's a bit of a stretch.
और हारे हैं एजबास्टन के एजलॉर्ड्स. This is the one I've been circulating.
That's the best.
I think of this style as edgelord cricket. Always going for. Why are you playing run a ball? You have no right to hit every ball. Just put a bat out there and wait. Pujara would be watching that game in like England's 4th innings and be like, dude, can I go out there and just stand for like 4 years until the match is drawn?
Edgebaston ka edgelord is the best. It's like because there was a lot of edges, as you already mentioned, and and
I like how you're explaining this joke.
No, I realized later because the joke occurred to me later that's what
it has many layers. It works so well.
I had written all sorts of stuff, but you've nailed it. But apparently the whole line was, and then because the newspaper articles were just saying Birmingham Ka Guroor, the full thing was Edgebaston Ka Guroor kar diya chakna-choor. That's not bad.
Second line is where
there was a rhyme scheme there.
Yeah, there was a rhyme scheme.
Because I was like, I'm a big fan of alliteration and this is not working out.
Got no device in it at all.
But what do you generally think of this whole, like, we are traveling everywhere and we have khunnas with every, like, it makes, like, I know that we are celebrating that we are a ghaman tour, tod diya, your vanity is gone. It seems more insecure than celebratory to me.
Yeah, I think we like to win the battles in the memes more now. In cricket, that's become the bigger battle.
And war.
Sure, of course. That's number one. Let the record state.
But also because you've gone into this test series with everyone saying, oh, England's going to win 3-1.
Yeah. True,
Right?
true.
You've
We
gone
are
in with
the
a 25-year-old captain
that's true.
who, by the way, I don't think that Sara Tendulkar should have been the face of this Korean skincare brand. I think they should have made a wiser choice by taking Shubman Gill.
He does have that,
Every time. He's just luminous. Forget, we
Yeah.
are just cricket luminaries.
Yeah.
But he's luminous.
Yeah, that's
when
so
he
true.
like bends down to say, oh, thanks, and doffs his hat, like not one hair is out of place.
Oh, it's like that
He is
Lego hair he
perfect,
has. Yeah.
Isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, dude, that's
He
true.
just shines, and in Tamil there's the word palichana irukku, means you're just shining. He's like
And
that.
dimple also
Yeah,
is
that
there. It's just
dimple.
all
He's
there.
like on an even keel always. I was like, when I grow up, I want to be Shubman Gill. You know, have that Zen calm.
true.
Like I'm mountains and valleys. He's just a plateau. The most un-Punjabi, you know, soft features,
so
just
true.
gentle.
But did you hear his huddle speech?
No,
Was
what
it
is it?
real though? What is it real?
I think
trying
it's
to
an
figure
AI,
if it's
like,
because
yeah.
if it's real.
So why don't you tell people what the video purports he said?
I mean, along the lines of what, they were saying he's using Rohit Sharma's vocabulary and Virat Kohli's batting prowess. He's combined.
he basically said
He insulted the mothers and sisters of
Yeah.
the English players, basically.
he basically said MC
Yeah.
इनकी
इनकी जी मार लेते
देंगे.
हैं
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
अब बॉल नया है तो अभी खत्म करते हैं or some
हाँ,
shit like
yeah.
that and they didn't put the Urta Punjab music after that for that edit. It would have been nice.
You know the best part is that when they were showing this live, it was there apparently, but I didn't see it
live
happening
either.
live. But when in the highlights they skipped to the end,
So then it's real, I think.
I don't know if it's real.
Because I was like, oh, this time you can't hear. And this Virat Kohli speech and stuff you could hear, right? And I was like, oh, you can't hear anything because he's so soft-spoken, bichara. And everyone is taking turns. No, KL Rahul gave one speech. Someone, everyone is taking turns. And that first test match, everyone else was also a captain,
Correct,
right?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
democratic
It was a
system.
proper-
You are the captain now.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah,
captain
yeah.
now, you know?
That's so true.
So, yeah.
But why does Spider Cam have a mic also attached to it if it's real? Why? Just show us.
Spiders have a good sense of-
Tarantula cam. Yeah.
But yeah, they're three captains. It's basically Gill, KL, and Rishabh.
Yeah.
All three are. But you know what you mentioned about Gill is so interesting is that first of all, a lot of us were wrong about how he would respond to captaincy.
Yeah.
He's responded
Oh,
fantastically well.
absolutely.
Because his batting has gone. I don't think I've seen
Insane.
any. Dude, his average.
Yeah.
Okay, so his average before the start of this Test series was
35?
32.
Yeah.
32.
And
It's
it
gone
shot up to
42.
42. It shot up 10 points in 4 innings.
Yeah.
Okay? And his average currently as a test captain is 148 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Oh
we
my
are all
God.
wrong about this.
No, but for him to say just before going into the series that I want to be the most prolific batsman on this tour. I've set myself that target, that I want to get the most runs. And not in like, with any hubris or arrogance or anything, just very
Yeah.
plain speaking. And during the IPL, he was watching Joe Root videos on loop just to prepare himself and practicing with the red ball, even though they were in the playoffs, GT.
Wow.
Just to get his head in the game because it's such a quick switch as well, right?
I don't think Joe Root was watching Joe
Yeah,
Root videos. The one guy in that team who knows to play the real kind of cricket. I like to call it real test
Yeah.
cricket. Couldn't do it in this game, and that really helped.
Dude,
us
we
a
really
lot.
got to talk about this. But before that, just want to mention we are, of course, at Woodside Inn right now. And if you are in Mumbai, okay, Woodside Inn has been around for years, okay, and they are celebrating the Beer Plus Burger. That's right, we have a sponsor. Guys, it's exciting. Yeah! That's why we have 2 cameras
See,
today.
alliteration, beer and burger.
Beer and burger, there you go. So come down to Woodside Inn. It's the theme this year is about growing up in Mumbai, and they have a Super Sixer burger as well, which is flavored with Sachin Tendulkar's tears when he won the World Cup. And Jaisha says, actually Ravi Shastri says that BCCI should have a larger pie of the burger in the international thing.
Of course,
Yeah, and they have they pair it with a beer which is called the Nariyal Knockout because the logic is that after you play cricket, you go and have coconut. So that's the whole thing. So pop into Woodside. The Beer Burger Festival is happening from 7th till about 27th. There's 3 branches all over Mumbai. So come check out Woodside Inn. I genuinely love the place, and that's why we spoke to them about this. So check them out. And thanks a lot to Woodside Inn for giving us some money. Okay, I mean giving me some money. I have none for you guys. Sorry.
Yes.
We must mention that also.
Also, speaking of Woodside, it sounds like in 5th test, apparently Wood is coming back in the side.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
hear
yeah.
about that song?
Yeah.
But is Archer definitely coming back
I
at
think
Lords?
it's seeming like he is. The I think he's coming back.
I think after seeing how the rest of these guys bowled, probably.
I think Vokes should just be retired immediately.
No, but he got pretty unlucky also. Na? It's the same as Siraj in that second innings in the first test, no?
But like he's only there as an England specialist really. He can't do anything outside anymore. And
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
Oh, you're just shitting on a specialist now. Is that what you're doing, Shamin?
Right, that's right.
Because we've gone in with so many all-rounders. And some of them have not bowled only, like Nitish Kumar
He's a
Reddy.
pure
So,
batter.
yeah.
And he didn't really do much
Yeah.
in that
So
department.
Sai Sudarshan is like, so I got left out for?
Yeah. Karun Nair is there for slip catching. He's really good
Yeah.
catcher. He doesn't drop them.
Yeah.
That's one
and
thing.
he smiles also
He
very
smiles.
sweetly as soon
Nice.
as he catches it.
Dude, so Karun Nair's apparently the joke now is about the one of the memes was about Karun Nair's 40 plus scores in Test cricket, and it's the same innings. It's like this one in Chennai, the time he scored a 300, this knock against England, it's the same footage.
angles of this.
Over and over. And I feel bad for the guy because I'm like, dude, he's worked hard and he's played these
Also,
4 innings.
it's only become a meme because of that tweet that he
Yeah,
put out.
and how
Cricket,
many
give me
times they
another
show
chance.
that tweet also, and then you bleed even more, and then he's got out at 25, and you're like, oh, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
honestly, he's not doing as bad as the meme suggests.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be given another go.
Yeah, you think he'll get another go?
I think Lords is his last chance if they pick
Yeah.
him. If he
Dear Karun, we hope cricket gives you another
Yeah,
go at Lords.
one more chance.
But also, like, listen, I know everybody's spoken about Karun Nair ad nauseum.
Yeah.
You see, these are the words.
Great words
I've-
you're
oh,
using.
yeah.
Purport
As a
and ad
luminaire.
nauseam.
Yeah. By the way, I also found out that one of the things I had was naak se nikal diya Birmingham ka balgam. And balgam means phlegm. I didn't even know that.
That's such a weighty word for
Yeah,
like if you just get little phlegm, I can't call it bulgum.
Like if you have Balgam, you can say it.
Yeah. It's
But
like,
it's better to say balgam than say phlegm. Like
Yeah,
balgam is a way
balgam
better word. And
sounds-
I'm sure I'm saying it wrong also. But so Karun Nair, he did okay so far. But also, what about Abhimanyu Iswaram? If you're talking about people getting opportunities in tests, this guy's been traveling with the team for longer than Karun Nair has.
Well.
So I'm like, also, I mean, he's had 4 innings now to try and prove himself. I hope if he gets, I'll be happy either way if he gets it done. But do you think they'll play him a 3rd test?
I don't know. I mean, I still feel Sai Sudarshan deserves another go. Honestly.
Dude, I think Sai Sudarshan, once he gets a go, he's in.
That's true.
He's in.
So you don't want him to get a go because then he'll be
No,
in.
I'm saying
You're
like,
worried.
I'm
Saurabh
worried.
Saurabh
I'm worried.
messages me constantly to say he is the most boring batsman. I said you need a boring batsman at number 3.
Yeah.
I've number 3 batsmen known to be anything
No.
but boring.
Yeah,
They're
you need a
solid
boring
and
one.
good batsmen.
Yeah, we have enough entertainers in
Yes.
our squad.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never messaged you in my life. I don't message any. I think Sai Sudarshan is a fantastic, sweet guy.
Yeah.
And I think he has a good. No, but I genuinely do think. I think once he, if he gets 2 test matches, the guy's permanent. I don't think. I think he's going to make the most of the opportunities. So I feel bad for Karun Nair and Abhimanyu Iswaran because as an older person, I also want opportunities to older people.
Understand.
Right. So that's
I
where
think
I come
Gambhir should come back and open in Lords. Give him another go at it.
from. Okay, let's talk about Gambhir for a second.
Oh my
okay?
God.
Because like the only, I don't know if he did a press conference this time or whatever it is.
No, we won, so he won't do it. He
won't
only comes when we lose because then
Yeah.
he has to take responsibility.
Yeah, and he has
and
to roll
just
his
be
eyes.
passive aggressive
Yeah, he's
and then
just-
overly aggressive.
Is this soft, slow eye blinking he does in the press conference? I don't like. No, we've got plenty of ideas. Arey, let's see them.
But he actually, I mean, he did it.
I know this is not the right time to shit on the coach. I know.
But it's like Abhijit Ganguly said, he's always so offensive in press conference,
Yeah.
very defensive in
Maybe
his
that's his-
strategy for cricket.
Maybe that's his strategy
Yeah.
to deflect from the squad and be like that in football. Jose Mourinho does. He just says crap where everyone focuses on that and the players are off the hook, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that smart, but maybe.
Yeah, you
it's
don't
very
accept defeat. You don't accept like
Yeah.
anything that you did wrong. It's like one of the rules
Yeah.
of Donald Trump's thing, right?
Yeah.
Those
Also,
are the 3 rules of Donald Trump.
I'm just glad Gambhir is showing up for his job every day. That's all I can
As opposed to
in
a
Parliament.
coach who doesn't.
No,
oh,
in
that way.
Sorry.
But he doesn't have that job. No?
Not
he
in
hasn't
left
had
hand.
that for a while.
No, but when he did, he used to bunk.
He's a bunk, yeah.
And he was in Delhi only.
Only 60% attendance was required, no?
He's a bad boy.
That's like school, yeah. Oh no, college actually. School is even more. School is 80% apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this, which is that we spoke about Gill, and let's cover a few more things about Gill. I've really enjoyed his vibes while he's batting and on the field because sometimes in the IPL I felt that he looked worried. This time he's like enjoying himself, and the only time I'm seeing him getting angry is when because he's like smiling and hitting a 4 and this that, and then he gets 100. He's like,
he
and
goes
then he does
crazy.
yeah. So I'm like, wow, this is really some pent up stuff. And then my favorite moment was his dad saying that he should have got a 300, which is a very
I mean, that's what do you?
He's
That's
like,
like
a 376, right? Go for Lara.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
269, come
yeah,
on.
he's like Indian Dad written by Indian Dad. That's
Yeah.
what you would expect from him.
But again, this is what like newspaper articles will like take the thing that's going to make you click. But the apparently full quote was his dad said, "Felt amazing watching you bat. Well played. I enjoyed watching you batting, and my heart was at peace. You were batting like in your under 16 and under 19 days. I felt so proud." That's the full message,
Oh, that's
which
very
is
nice.
so sweet, man.
But it's not the clickbaity message.
Yeah.
So
But did you see that old video of his from when he was 16 or 17 with a little mustache and stuff? Shubman, oh, you have to watch it. It's adorable. So he said, look, for Test cricket, if you get out early, then you're just sitting out the whole day. You have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So the point is that you have to bat, right? You have to
Yeah.
bat really long. That's the
That's
whole
true.
point. Otherwise, I'll just be twiddling my thumb, sitting
That's so
and
true.
having a free day.
This he said when he was 16.
Yeah, I mean, looks about 16.
before the Gillette deal,
Yeah.
before the
Because
mustache,
that fuzz and
that's probably the video they
The
saw, and Gillette was
unibrow.
like, "We found
Yeah,
our
we found
man."
our guy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
But you're right. That attitude is what I see. Like the fact that he hit the second most runs ever hit by
Yeah.
a batter in a Test match
Crazy.
is testament to, and it's 250 and 150. It's not like one innings was 300 and because no one does that.
Yeah.
The greats have hit like a 300 in the second innings. They just mentally they've checked out clearly because no one's done this before. So
Yeah.
he started from zero.
He
again.
actually could have gone for Gooch's record.
He
it's just that he was trying to hit out so much because Mr.
Absolutely.
Jaddu wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how he had to get
Jaddu
out.
was playing a
Yeah.
different game. He's like,
Yeah.
let's frustrate them
Yeah.
by showing them the form of cricket they hate the most.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
slow.
I felt they were in two different test matches.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They were both playing two different test matches. And I couldn't understand whether it's because it was mixed signals from the dressing room that they couldn't fixate on what the figure should be.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if you knew it was 600 from before, then work towards 600 and get there quickly.
I think they were actually playing time and
Yeah, that's what Varun
frustrating
Aaron said.
England
Yeah.
to the point where they're tired, which they were. If you see the
Yes.
shots like Crawley played to get out, it's like he was still in the field.
It was,
felt like.
dude, like, I mean, let's just talk for a second about Jaddu and England. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, Triscothick before the match basically said that, before the final day said, we are not stupid. We know that there's another result barring win and a loss means a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way they batted, I was like, at what stage were you aiming for a draw?
Absolute.
You had, I think, 4 batters out caught trying to slog.
Yeah.
Or trying to hit the ball out of the boundary. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
Jamie Smith, 3 sixes he tried to go for
3
back
sixes
to
and he
back.
got out on the third one, and which was beautifully bowled by
Yeah,
Akash. It
oh,
was like
slow
IPL
one,
bowling.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you could have easily played out this test match. I mean, it was so stupid.
It's
No, but also
ego.
they've drawn only one since Bazball.
Hmm.
They've won and lost, but they've drawn only one match since the advent of Bazball. And
Okay.
also, if you're talking about the shots they played, like Akash Deep also is now withholding,
Yeah.
tied for 4 wickets without the help of any fielder.
Yeah, he's bowling.
So I mean, it's my Michael holding and
Yeah.
Akash Deep. Come on.
His bowling, his bowling is Jaiswal proof basically.
Yeah.
Like there's,
Yeah.
there's no chance Jaiswal can drop that.
No, but the Michael Holding example is, I think, the first bowler in 48 years to
Yeah.
get the top 4 batters
Yeah.
out in
Yeah.
England,
Yeah.
which is insane.
He did everything you need. He even got Jamie Smith, which I was like, we better get him out once this series so he doesn't feel like he carried the bat through
Yeah.
both innings and we got him.
Yeah, I'm 6'5". I
Yeah.
can wicket keep and
Dude,
bat.
what the hell are
Oh.
you smashing sixes
Yeah.
for right now? Just
Yeah.
stay there and just defend till the end of the day.
It was honestly, and also because the rain is around, I'm like, what world are you in where
Yeah.
you think that this is the way to do this?
But sorry, I just remembered since you talked about
Yeah.
Jadeja, I love the fact that Jadeja played such boring innings because when the inning is boring, the whole sword thing looks even more out of place. He does all this.
Very
I'm like,
anticlimactic.
I don't think you did anything sword worthy.
But I love his
I
celebration.
love that.
It's the swaggiest
It's swag
celebration.
as hell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
too cool.
It's a great celebration. But yeah, England's tactics were like in the last innings were just insane. And but let's talk about Akash Deep for a second, because he said that the person who instilled confidence in me was Gautam Gambhir, who said that you don't even know the kind of skills that you actually have, which is a great feedback to give
That's amazing.
anybody. Like if I told you you don't even know the skills that you will feel great, man.
Dude, I would be back to my cricket career. I just need to hear those words.
Yeah, that hyperextension, will give Bumrah a run for his money.
But he bowled well, and also I've noticed that a lot of his hair has come back. I mean, as a professional hair
I did
explorer.
not think so.
Yeah,
I
it
thought that
seems-
ball spot was still there.
No,
at
no,
the
it's
back,
covered up. Either he's grown it extra or he's done something.
Wow, man.
That's
This is
my-
what you noticed. huh?
That's what my observation
That's what you're
was.
concentrating on.
Yeah.
not the backspin he generated
Poor
on his
Akash
ball.
Deep. He's going to be wearing a cap and bowling next match. Like,
Dude, Sean Pollack compared him to Dale Steyn and all, man.
wow.
That was
I
like
mean,
a-
that ball to a couple of balls, that Joe Root
Joe
one
Root
was
ball, yeah.
absolute peach.
Yeah.
Even the one that stayed low to Harry Brook, like Harry Brook looked like so stupid getting out. It was hilarious. He went backwards and
Ever since that Harry Brook said no to the IPL 2 years in a row, I'm just so petty. I'm like, just get that Harry Brook out.
Honestly.
Well, I like him, man. I like his sledges and all also. It's like cute.
His sledges are like well thought out.
Well thought out, yeah.
But I think he always looks like he can get out in the first few balls that he plays. That's one thing. He's awesome and all, but the first 10, 20 balls, if you see, he always gives you a chance. Like Gill has, I can't remember, did Gill...
I think Gill had a couple of edges in the edgelord plays, and that's what even Stokes was saying after the match, where he said that initially we were just trying to bowl him in the stumps, and some of them were edged out and all that kind of stuff.
But he's also changed his technique. No, they were showing that Partha Patel did this whole analysis on how he's changed his technique, but also there's no gap between bat and pad. Therefore, he's had the least number of edges.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always think for like a Gen Z player, and that whole generation is accused of having ADHD.
Correct.
It's amazing that you have such an old soul, such an old game for such a young guy. You know, that classic, just
so
like
true.
that sound of some of those cover drives, you know, like he's driving, he's cutting, he's pulling, it's amazing.
And Rahul also. I mean, his drives are the best. Watching Rahul
Dude, that
drive.
ball that tongue bowled to Rahul, and then the two balls that Akash Deep bowled. One was the one to get Root, of course, was amazing. And then even the one to bowl to get Smith out was just awesome.
Yeah.
Those are the three best balls in this.
Even Siraj had a peach to Stokes when he got 2 wickets in 2 balls. The shorter one, which got Stokes.
So okay, let's talk about Akash Deep for a second. I had some bits here. Where is it gone? Yeah, let's talk about the fact that Stokes said that this pitch seemed like it was from the subcontinent. Yeah. And I'm like, I think the Pacers took 7 out of 10 wickets and took 17 out of 20 wickets eventually. That doesn't seem like, even though it was turning. But it honestly seemed throughout the test match, the only people who were doing anything, barring the few times when Jadeja was bowling into the rough and all, was Akash Deep and Siraj. Nobody else was getting anything else in this pitch except these two guys.
Yeah.
But also your tactics, in the last morning, they were not bowling in tandem. It was either Akash Deep or it was Siraj. And my point is, what is the logic of this? Are you trying to hide Prasidh Krishna? Like, it's almost like, then why have you taken him?
He opened the bowling also. He bowled the first over of the day.
And that's why there was a big joke apparently. I don't know if it's true or a meme, but I thought it was very funny because Kevin Peterson told Ravi Shastri, y'all are just scared. Y'all are going at 600 because y'all are scared of the English bowlers. He said, we're not scared of the English bowlers. We're scared of our own, Prasidh Krishna.
Ravi Shastri said
That's what the meme said.
I don't know if it's true, but it was hilarious.
No, Ravi Shastri would never say that. Ravi Shastri would not insult an Indian player that way. Like he's
also,
an alpha.
he just got awarded the best dressed commentator.
From whom?
From Nasir
Hussain.
the king of fashion.
I don't know. This
and
was
Michael Atherton with his unironed white shirt.
Yeah, he was insulting his own friends. He put himself also bottom 3, Nasir Hussain, to be fair.
So it was DK second and Ravi first.
Fair enough. They are the most, they make the most effort also, those two. I mean, the rest are just dressed like normal.
And Shastri's trimmed down also.
Yeah, he has. And he's got the mustache ekdam perfect.
If you just got the Cuban cigar, then it'll be.
He's got what I like to call the LK Advani mustache now, where there's a gap. I don't know why.
He has as much power also, but do you think, okay, this is a question. I mean, just we'll keep coming back and forth between Akash Deep and all that. Yeah. Do you know any other cricketer in the planet right now who's more alpha than Ravi Shastri? There is, I can't think of anybody. Like he's the most, like he's like, we should get more money. And people are like, yeah, Ravi, you're right. But privately, people are like, hot Ray.
He's a great person to put out there as the PR person. He's done the coaching, but this is where he excels. Like he can just, strong arm people into with his words and his energy and his booming
But also,
voice.
don't you feel he's got an extra impetus because he used to coach?
Yeah.
So now he feels like I'm doubly qualified to say these things because Sunny doesn't have that qualification. Because Sunny's never coached, but he's been in the dressing room.
There.
They're his boys, right?
Also, every time he's talking about Gambhir, I'm always trying to see the subtext of what he's saying, Like he's trying to be complimentary.
But Gambhir has given it back, saying at least, I'm staying in my country and paying taxes.
That's
unlike a lot of
true.
these commentators who live elsewhere to avoid tax.
True.
Yeah, which is what a Gambhir dig to somebody.
But
like,
I thought it was hilarious also. Because he also specifically said 182 days. I was like, well played, Gautam.
He's so petty. I love it.
Yeah. But also the thing is, if Gambhir had delivered it without being looking so angry, it would have been very funny.
But he
Saurabh,
can't
that's
do
his
that.
face.
He can't
He
do that.
smiled yesterday for about 5 seconds in
Yeah,
totality
Gambhir
at a
has a
stretch.
face like when he probably proposed to his wife, it looked like a threat. You know, like he just.
Take this ring. But Amit Sinha, aka Random Cricket Photos, and I'll put out a post which I thought was interesting, which is that in 148 tests between them, Bumrah, Shami, Siraj never took a 10 for. And Akash Deep has taken a 10 for, beating all of them, which is a crazy, crazy stat, man.
Crazy stat. I think Shubman has a similar stat with the runs he has now compared to Virat. He's already crossed Virat's highest ever run sort of aggregate
He's
in
just
England.
behind Dravid and he'll get there now in
He'll
Lords.
get- He'll get there if he plays with
He
one
can get
hand.
the Bradman also.
Yeah, dude,
at this
it's
series.
insane. 500 and something in 2 matches.
Dude, imagine he just plays 20 runs and just retires himself. He's like, guys, this is embarrassing for you people now. It's like, I'm the Wiann Mulder of 20 runs. Yeah.
I want Siraj to get a chance to hit a century. That's what he says.
Siraj, the greatest batter.
Yeah.
Siraj catch, I mean, fantastic catch.
Ooh, and the knowing the timing is right to stay down and
Yeah.
enjoy the moment.
Yeah. And
Let
get
my
everyone help
teammates
me up.
pick me up.
And then lost a sitter.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
Not even a minute later.
Yeah.
He's like,
Sublime to the ridiculous like
I
that.
love this about Siraj. And the thing, same thing. I'm guessing you're coming to it. Your namesake Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
Just always entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, there's the wagon wheel of his bat also now, along with his ball. Have you seen that? 2 people have written.
Dude, I think sometimes he plays that shot where he's falling over and hitting it behind just because he wants to. It makes no
I
logical
think
sense.
it's in some sort of contract he has
Yeah.
with someone.
My bat will go flying
Yeah.
5 times.
It's a
this
rider.
innings. Yeah.
Yeah, how does it I mean, I like how in the highlights package also the bat flying out is 2 of the highlights.
Yes.
Like that's a very important thing for everybody
It
to
feels
watch.
deliberate. The second time he lost it, it felt like he just opened his arms.
Yeah.
But I've asked him this question. Genuinely, I'm always curious with Rishabh Pant because if you look at him, he's like a modern cricketer. You think he'd excel at T20, like
Yeah.
white ball cricket.
Yeah.
And because he's not a test batter by the looks of it,
But
right?
that's only
so
where
how
he
is it that this is the format in which he excels compared to white ball cricket? He wasn't there for the Champions Trophy. He was in the team, but he was not chosen. Rahul played. And he had a very blah IPL.
Yeah, except the last innings, he did nothing.
Yeah, so what is it? What is it actually for a guy who seems a limited overs cricketer?
Yeah.
I think it looks like Rishabh. This has to be a mental thing, right? So I think Rishabh wants to be the one people are like, are you serious? This guy, is he really doing this? And in IPL, that's expected from you. So he's like, then that's not fun. Let me get out for one. No one expects
But it's also
that.
in the IPL, I feel like in white ball cricket, it's also so much about the singles, right? It's not. It's either you are the mold of like, I mean, Andre Russell is the most obvious example. So let's just say somebody like a Markram. Let's just say Markram, who's a more conventional hitter. Rishabh, when he wants to hit a big shot, he'll always his chances of him hitting a weird shot is higher than him hitting a conventional shot, which he can hit very easily.
For sure.
Like, and oddly enough, the knock that he played in the second innings is how I want him to bat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, dude, bat like this. I don't understand why Gambhir and all of us getting into his head of like bat conventionally. Like, unless you're trying to save the test or whatever, which
I
is a
think you
completely different
can't.
thing.
So he's the one player you don't say anything to, I feel.
By the way, let's talk about the mini controversies, the 3 mini, because there was nothing very controversial really happening. Everybody's being nice to each other. One was that apparently Akash Deep got root out, and later on they found out that it was a back foot no ball. And the third umpire didn't call it, which is hilarious if true. Then Vokes kept getting angry at the Sri Lankan umpire who kept giving no LBWs out. And 3 were like really like very, very tight. Like I was like, this is close. And then of course Pant complained about Brook wasting time before lunch. And I'm like, I don't think Rishabh Pant can complain about people wasting time on a cricket field. He helped us and we loved it. But still. And then, of course, let's come to Siraj. Let's talk about Siraj right now. Where a few stats came out. One is that Siraj's average with Bumrah in the side is 33. And his average without Bumrah is 25. And his average without Bumrah and Shami is 22. So, do you think in the next test, he just has to pretend that Bumrah does not exist?
Yeah, I think you keep Bumrah off the field when Siraj has the ball and make him feel like I'm the only one right now. And you sub them, you just swap
Or just
them
Bumrah
around.
wearing an invisibility cloak throughout, like he's like not there.
Is that, I only believe on Jassi Bhai taken very seriously.
He's taking it too seriously. Yeah, he's like, I've already said I only believe. How can I show I believe in myself?
But also, isn't it, I was watching this test match and I was thinking, I actually didn't miss Kohli.
No.
Isn't that weird? Like, it's the first, normally, like, he's such a huge presence. And I said, oh my God, even if he's not great with the bat, he's there. You can feel his absence. He's always chirping, he's saying things, he's running, he's G'ing everyone up.
Yeah.
Shubman Gill has a very different energy. Obviously, he's Kohli'd up his energy levels as a captain.
Yeah.
But, and I felt also somewhere that it gave these boys a certain freedom.
Yeah.
Like the shackles were off, that they could just be them because they're all now 25, 27,
And it feels more than ever, especially this match, because
Yeah.
Bumrah's also out. Just,
Yeah,
it was a
Papa's
team.
gone.
It was a team.
Yeah.
There's no one person. I mean, Shubman, obviously,
Yes.
after the test. But generally speaking, it felt like a team. And I was happy to just watch cricket and watch our team do whatever they're going to do. Because it's like, honestly, we have given them a free rein in this tournament. We're not expecting much from them to begin with. And now we expect after seeing their performances. So it's kind of fun in a new way. I don't have the pressure of, please, Kohli, don't edge this one. Let's get 200 again after.
Yeah, but
innings.
also I think it's also because a lot of footage is coming out of the stump cams. And they seem to be having a lot of conversation. Like, dude, Gill telling Siraj that ye leads nahi hai, like, and then literally the
got the
next
wicket.
ball getting a wicket doing exactly what Gill said is crazy. And also Siraj listening to him because he's also captained him in the IPL.
They're
and all that
leaning
shit.
into this, and I'm sure this is the future of cricket. Like stump, mic, and cam is going to become front and center. You can switch to that in your Jio Hotstar at some point.
Dude, that's how my son watches it.
Yeah?
My son watches the hero cam or whatever that they have, which follows
On one person.
on one person. And the hero cam always used to be just for Kohli.
Of course.
And now it's like switching between Gill and whoever it is. So
Do you remember that South Africa test that we lost, that final test? That they'd all take turns going to the mic and just complaining. Even KL Rahul
They
just
were
going to the
speaking into
stump
the
mic.
stump,
Are you happy with what you've done? Are you happy with the decisions you
Using
made?
it as a mic to speak to is hilarious.
To vent.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
But don't you think, like, I know everybody's friendly and like Brook and everybody's like, they're doing a little bit of sledging, which is fun. Like Brook's two of these sledges were fun. One was telling Gill that, hey, it's going to rain tomorrow. I think you should declare right now.
And
then
Rishabh about the 100. He should have gone
One's
for it.
answer is so funny. What's the quickest century? He answered in minutes, not balls. 80 minutes? That's not the unit that he asked about Rishabh.
It's like even Jaddu, no, they said stop running there. He said, don't worry, I'm not going to bowl there. Let me just concentrate on my batting.
He's like,
How
why would
much
I bowl
love."
there? Yeah.
So
And I was
India
like, that's what you should have.
Yeah.
But it's good friendly banter,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
like nobody's getting worked up, and like if it was Kohli, like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I like the back and forth now, which is
like
more
it.
fun I think to watch because it's like, hey, this is a fun comeback, and also everybody's calmer.
It's
so
cheeky. It's all cheeky stuff. It's not like bam in your face
But
stuff.
don't you feel like for the people who are sitting out or who've just left or just retired, it's also a mild slap in the face. Of course, you're happy for the team.
Yeah.
But you're like, shit, they won Edgbaston. We've never won.
Absolutely.
I've been here thrice.
Absolutely.
I've just retired. I'm a colossus of, a player and a human being. It's like when they won Australia. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
This team of, like he was not there. He had come back for
Yeah,
the
for
birth
the
of his
birth of
child.
his child.
And with
Ajinkya
Ashwin.
Rahane was the
Yes.
captain.
And then Ashwin hobbling with Vihari couldn't, like it was just all happening. So I feel like at some level, my God.
Didn't we win
It'll
with
also
like
chubo you.
Saini and all we won?
Yeah, Saini and all,
Navdeep Saini, who we've not heard from again.
Yeah.
But it also shows you that like we underestimate so many of these cricketers.
Yeah.
Like Akash Deep, I don't think was in anybody's side.
Oh.
Everybody was like, including me, was like Arshdeep
The
and Kuldeep, which I
different
still
Deep we
believe.
were
Yeah.
focusing
Like
on.
Kuldeep, I still think should play the next test, even if
You were
Bumrah is
saying
back.
Deep Dasgupta, no?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
always
yeah.
Bengali represent.
Deep Dasgupta is the number one choice for any Deep that you would want. Yeah.
Deep Impact, the most popular copy for any of these guys.
Deep Dasgupta, the partnership breaker.
That's right. By getting out?
Yeah. By the way, did you see Ishan Kishan bowling in county cricket?
Oh, no.
No.
So it is. By the way,
Ishan
listen,
Kishan.
let's talk about one thing, okay? Ishan Kishan is playing county cricket, and he's playing. One of his teammates is Mohammad Abbas from Pakistan. And I'm like, Diljit Dosanjh would be watching this with great interest. Like nobody's creating a controversy
Yeah,
for this. And anyway, Ishan Kishan.
It was
bowled.
shot before, any problems.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
why.
But I'm like, this is also happening.
Yeah.
Ishan Kishan bowled, and I was like, it's some of the worst bowling I've seen in a long time. Okay?
What were you expecting, to be
Not
honest?
that bad.
I think Isha Kishan peaked in that dressing room dance that he did with Shubman. Do you remember?
But they were BFFs. Like, they
Yeah.
were inseparable.
Yeah.
They still must. I mean, now they are separated.
But they were roomies.
Yeah. There's the famous Rohit Sharma thing where he's like, "तूने the three of them, Shubman,
Yeah.
"तूने दो double 100 मारा फिर खेला नहीं, अरे भाई आप ही तो pick करते हो team को." That was epic.
Okay, let's talk about the pitch because first Stokes said that it became a subcontinental pitch, and then Gill came and said that the ball, first of all, ball is getting soft.
Yeah.
And like we need something for the bowlers as well because this is getting ridiculous that you just keep batting out 20 overs and just keep playing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think very few people pointed out, I think Steve Finn pointed this out, the boundaries have been brought in.
Yes. Why have they been brought in so much?
Because to support apparently baseball cricket, which is quite crazy for Test cricket. That's why there were so many sixes hit.
But it's hilarious because everything they seem to be doing to favor England is ending up benefiting us indirectly.
It's
because
like
we
India
have
and
better
Motera.
quality batters. We have bowlers who are exploiting this.
In
was a
this
surprise.
test.
In this test.
Let's say in
Let's
this
just
test.
say in this test.
Yeah.
Better exploitation of the conditions and Akash Deep has learnt probably to like his trade. He has learnt on these pitches. So he was like, this is where I.
But that's what even DK said, no? Because they were like, oh, these pitches are good for, these pitches are great and blah, blah, blah. And he said, but they are for baseball.
Yeah.
Is it great for test cricket in
exactly.
general to have this sort of, flat? And also as a fast bowler, your mindset is I'm coming to England. I'm going to home of cricket, fast bowling. It's, it's different. You feel you have some help from the wicket. And I'm like, shit, it's the same wicket as India.
No, I would say, in fact, it's India switching the other direction a little bit with the, we are trying to make more, everyone's playing to our strengths, right? So, I mean, Bangalore versus New Zealand, who can forget day one what happened? I keep going back to that.
But it's also funny how Jadeja finally figured out that, I should bowl in the rough.
Yeah.
It took him one whole test to figure this out that, the rough
I
is
don't
made
like
for
how
me.
that part of the pitch is looking. I'm going to avoid that aesthetically not pleasing patch. Arey, udhar hi dal.
He's like, मुझे किसी की मदद नहीं चाहिए, मैं खुद करेगा. Like, "नहीं, the
That
pitch
is
there
cheat
for you."
codes. That is steroids.
And then did you see that when Rahul was just still setting the field and Jaddu had already
bowled.
bowled and then he missed the catch. And I was
is
like,
it?
stop setting the field, brosef.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, he was like, idhar aao, idhar aao. And Jaddu goes through
Jaddu
his
is-
overs very quickly,
That's
right?
the reason we got Stokes, no? Because we
hustled
managed to
him.
squeeze in another over. Because he bowled the
Because then
penultimate
Washi
over.
bowled immediately.
So I've been watching, I've been trying to watch parts, but I'm like, exactly, I wanted movement. I wanted the ball to swing like what Akash and this one were doing, and even what Tung was doing at the peak. So even I missed that. I want some excitement to happen.
I
not
think
just
we'll get it
easy.
back in Lords. I'm fingers crossed because the WTC final pitch was nothing like these two highways that we've just seen. And I think even with England's self-interest in mind, I think Archer's going to come back. And Atkinson, I don't know much about Atkinson.
I don't
What
think
kind
he's
of-
anywhere close to it as far as I know.
I think they should bring back Jimmy, is what I think.
But I don't know if it's like bringing back Pujara, right?
Yeah, or Stuart Broad. He's in the commentary box.
That's why Pujara's hanging around interviewing people. They're like, take me.
Dude, he's doing such long interviews. I'm like, I know you. Like, this is not an innings, Pujara. You can do short interviews.
Dude, if I was Pujara, I would just hold the mic and put a knife in it and then just poke the players by mistake and say, "Arey, he's injured. Do you need a player? I'm here for you." Just Pujara walking around injuring everybody, making them
The
trip.
artist formerly known as Karun Nair because now we have Pujara.
Okay. What I thought was interesting was that in both the matches, I feel like there's a role reversal happening. India played like how they played in the first test, and now England has played like how the mistakes we made.
Yes.
They mistakes.
Yeah, so true. The tail has lengthened.
Completely.
And,
And they had 7 ducks.
Insane.
England had 7 ducks.
6 in the first
6 in the first, which is insane.
Which is, I don't think, ever been. Has that happened before? 6 ducks? Maybe it's happened before.
Yeah.
I should not. This is Test cricket. It would have happened someday.
I'm sure.
But not from one of the.
Danny
Sena
Morrison would have
countries.
made about 100 of them single-handedly.
But that's crazy, right? Like 6 ducks, out of which 2 times it was. There were 2 golden ducks also in that. So there were 2 back-to-back delivery wala ducks.
Which is
That was Pope and someone, no?
Yeah, Duckett, not Duckett.
No, Duckett was later, yeah. Whoever it was, yeah, they had a golden duck. But the bear duck. But so one of the things was let's talk about who's had the worst test. Because we've
that's a
spoken
good
about who's had the best test.
Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Probably.
Right? And it's
Or
not even
Karun.
entirely his fault.
You forget he was there in this test. It was
Yeah.
that bad.
But I feel bad for him because he didn't
Yeah.
even get a chance
It
to.
would have definitely been Prasidh, except he took that 1 wicket and it changed. And he bowled well in the second innings.
innings, yeah.
But
It was up to 140s in the 140s in that second innings.
what do you think changed? It's just a mind.
That KL was talking to him in Kannada. I think that's what.
That's what it
changed.
took, huh?
Yeah.
He
So I'll
got it
tell you
out.
the 3 nominees, okay, that I think. One is Prasidh Krishna, right? But then he redeemed himself with that. The second is NKR,
Yes.
who scored 2 runs and 4 balls total for 2 wickets.
Yeah.
And then bowled 4 overs, I think. And by the way, the first ball he bowled in that innings, Pant was standing behind for no reason.
Yeah, basically, if NKR was replaced by one of us, India would have still won that
Yeah,
match.
India would have still won. Yeah.
By the way, Cricket Iceland had the most hilarious tweet. You read it. They say Iceland is expensive, but have you seen Prasidh Krishna's economy?
Dude, it's like the worst economy in 148 years
Yeah,
of Test
dude, yeah.
cricket or
There is
something.
no worse,
5.36 or something.
no worse salt in your wounds than Iceland cricket insulting you.
Dude, but they insult everybody,
Yeah.
dude, because I'm like, because they're punching up in
That's
any
their
situation.
identity in cricket also, yeah.
And they like come and do a test match in what is an Iceland? What are the-
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik only,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Thought I was getting
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wrong. But okay, so that's one, and then let's come to Shoaib Bashir for a second.
Bash.
Because Shoaib Bashir, like these guys were sharing one of these England guys was sharing that his test record is apparently that against not Zimbabwe. that's the caveat. Against not Zimbabwe, his test average is 55.
Oh, wow.
And against India, it's some 43 or something. And he seems to get wickets only when people are trying to
He has some
smash him.
60 odd test wickets or something.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah,
Yeah, 24
that's-
He
against
probably
India.
played Zimbabwe like 50 times.
Yeah. Wait, he took a sixer against 6-4 against Zimbabwe.
But dude, like I told him, I said, like a true immigrant, they have worked him to the bone.
They really have.
Like 40 overs in that first innings or something
I
crazy.
think India played him so smartly. They just played him such that they can keep playing him. They're like, don't hit him
Yeah.
so much that he's removed from the attack. Pretend like he's dangerous sometimes.
Shamik, you're giving them a lot of credit, like these layers, mind games. So layered
It's all
this is.
Gambhir, man. He's sitting there.
Inception.
There's a lot between those years.
No, so who do you think it is? Is it Prasidh? Is it NKR or is it Shoaib Bashir? Because Shoaib Bashir did
NKR
eventually.
for sure.
I mean, we can't include an English player in this. English player, though, all of them I'll put, including the ones who played well, because
Dude, I still can't understand how they batted in the fourth innings. It was ridiculous. I was like, dude, like I understand, like, and I spoke about this before. That you tell Pant to control his back, but you're trying to save a test. What are you doing?
And it's a flat pitch.
And it's a flat
Yeah.
pitch.
which you flattened
Yes.
more that morning
With that
off.
heavy roller.
Yeah, you opened up the cracks more for Akash Deep could see those cracks from his house.
Dude, that ball to Brook was like a off spinner
Yeah,
and pace.
low
man. It was
and
like,
cutter.
But okay, but NKR, I just feel bad for him. Yeah. Do you think?
I think we have to give it to NKR, though I agree with what you're saying. I feel bad for him, but his numbers wise, it's him. Because
But
his
I'm saying, what is the
contribution-
logic of taking him for this test match? I'm saying you take someone saying that we want to strengthen our batting and have someone who can bowl. But
Yeah.
you haven't bowled him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Shardul. He brought him on very late in that first innings of the first test.
That's true.
So I don't understand then his role. You already have Washi and Jaddu as
Yeah.
all-rounders.
Yeah.
So then either go for a specialist bowler or go for a
I
specialist
seriously
batsman.
think Kuldeep needs a go,
Yeah.
man. He just
100%.
open up this damn
Look,
batting
all of us
lineup.
were cribbing and cursing and stuff when the team was announced, right? So now,
Yeah.
of course, we're all thrilled, etc.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
But still, I mean, that
I just
doesn't
hope
mean-
Kuldeep just thoda batting pe kaam kar lo. They'll take you in
No,
the
but
team.
his average is still like 11 or something. It's not as bad as everybody else. He'll still score like so. My
Who's worse than 11, dude? Maybe Siraj has the worst.
no, Siraj is 3, Bumrah is 4,
Bumrah is a-
Akash Deep is a little better. Akash Deep is also like 11, 12, and that knock that he played in that one. Who did he play against? Against New Zealand or something? He smashed.
But by the way, you know the thing you said about Gill's average jumping from 32 to 42? That's how Bumrah's average jumped in that 1 over against Stuart Broad. It went up from 1 to like 5.
Because he was told, na, he was like oh, he can't bat. He's like, "Main dikhata hu tujhe," and all, and then suddenly.
Someone say that to him every over, maybe.
Yeah. But I mean, Bumrah's at least tried to work on his batting. Siraj, they claim is like. But anyway, the point is that it was just bizarre batting. So, but the weird thing about Shoaib Bashir, if you're talking about the worst thing, he's taken more wickets than all the Indian spinners in 2 tests so far.
That is true.
Which is a crazy stat. I mean, obviously he's bowled more overs, but I'm like, Shoaib Bashir has taken more wickets than Ravindra Jadeja, which is an
Jadeja-
insane thing when you think about
Jadeja
it.
took 1 wicket in this match.
Yeah,
right?
1 wicket, yeah.
Yeah, right at the end, second last wicket. I think.
17 out of 20 wickets were taken by 2 bowlers.
But he batted.
He did
He
bat
batted.
both innings.
And then he finally found the crack
Yeah.
that he created while running.
Just when he found it, the game ended. He's like, "Arey bhai, I just found the crack.
I just found the crack sounds like so many things. It sounds like the
Ye
beginning.
crack Lords mein le jao, please."
Sounds like the beginning of somebody with a drug addiction. Sounds like the beginning of one porn. It's many things. I
I
found
think
the crack.
Jadeja is hoping they have a drop-in pitch in Lords, which is this pitch only. They take that because I just found the crack.
Just that one, like a wallpaper. He just carries the crack from there to here.
They're like, oh, his second best batting from Rajkot to Edgbaston. I was like, that's quite a distance.
Yeah, but many Indians in both places.
Yeah. So it's weird. The weird stats are Shoaib Bashir has taken more wickets than Ravindra Jadeja, and Ravindra Jadeja has scored more runs than Karun Nair. So this is a weird, very lopsided thing that's occurring right now.
Yeah, but I think they took NKR with that fear of the way we collapsed in the first test. But now, with this test out of the way, surely you've got to back a.
So he was a social experiment, basically.
And now let's just trust the batting that we have and just get our specialist. I totally agree.
So let's talk about the next test, which is coming up literally now.
Yes.
So who do you think? So obviously Siraj is in, Bumrah is playing, Akash Deep is in. So three of them are locked.
Yes.
So we are basically.
Aren't you saying Akash Deep in place of Prasidh Krishna?
I mean, I would
basically, Bumrah comes in and Prasidh goes out.
Yeah.
Prasidh goes out, and then somebody has to go out for Kuldeep, right? Which is probably going to be Washington Sundar.
I mean,
I assume. Isn't it going to be Washington
he
Sundar?
offers a good.
You get rid of Nitish Kumar Reddy and then get in Kuldeep. But then you go in 3 spinners. I don't know if that's.
And
especially in Lords, you're not going to do that.
One of them becomes
You're not going to bring Kuldeep for Lords. I don't think so. I don't think
Kuldeep comes in this match.
I don't think Kuldeep will play cricket for India ever again. He's like going to retire now.
Okay, Ashwin will send him a note.
Yeah,
I know what it's like for a spinner to be ignored in England.
Ashwin is already telling Kuldeep, start the YouTube channel right now. Keep it ready.
A Kutti Kuldeep story.
This is like when David Letterman was talking to Conan O'Brien about how jail and fucked both of them over, right?
Kuldeep is going to have his channel called Kutti Stories. It's going to be different.
Kullu Stories, he'll start coming on Tanmay Reacts and replacing Kullu with the real Kullu. But I want to see Kuldeep. I don't think any of us have been able to accurately predict what India is going to select.
Absolutely.
Nobody predicted Akash.
I forgot about Akash Deep and I'm ashamed. I was like, damn. Because he had proved himself before also and I just completely forgot.
No, we just thought because you'll take the left-handed pacer, no? Just for variety. That's what you thought we were going to go with. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some random stories that are happening. Okay, one thing is of course Bumrah is playing the third test, and in the commentary, in the post-match, Gavaskar was asked that, hey, how come Kapil Dev and Javagal Srinath played for so long without any issues? And Gavaskar basically said Kapil used to go, he used to bowl, then he used to bat, then he used to bowl again, then he used to run. So he used to do the job he was hired to do.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's such a unsubtle troll at everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, he never used to go to the gym, and I'm like, but this all makes sense. That's what Mohammad Shami used to do, right? I mean, he used to like, I'm here for bowling.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel about this? About Gavaskar saying this?
Yeah, maybe there's some truth to it. I mean, there's a lot of, and it's across sport, by the way. They've seen like in football also, like the amount of gym work has gone up in footballers, and the number of injuries also have gone up.
Yeah.
So there is some truth to that. Ashwin barely ever got injured. And Ashwin,
he started going to the gym much later because they said as a spinner you shouldn't bulk up. That's
Yeah.
why he said I was never doing as much
That's
gym work
true.
because I was told this.
That's what my excuse is also.
Yeah.
Like, if you put me and Cyrus Brocha to spin the ball, I think I can do more.
yeah, I'm still holding on to my natural ability in case that call up happens.
But you got MVP in the cricket league, so you know it's all working out, Banty.
You are like the Shubman Gill of the cricket tournament.
You know those two words should never be in the same sentence. I just want to say.
My dad was never proud of me. Let's just say that also. No, he sometimes is. Okay, the other thing was there is that meanwhile at the same time in England what's happening is Wimbledon, right?
Yes.
And did this whole cock thing happen again? Like last time also they had the whole thing which is the most Wimbledon announcement where somebody's about to serve and somebody uncocks a champagne and they announce, ladies and gentlemen, we request you to please uncork a champagne later.
Only in Wimbledon is the heckle.
Because in most places you're not allowed to take your drinks in. At the French Open and you're not allowed to take the drinks into the stadium.
Wimbledon is the only exception. Dude, what about Wimbledon's social media? They're back to their usual game. They put like Djokovic's video with Shah Rukh Khan song in the background. The official Wimbledon handle does this for views.
Yeah.
Wimbledon
India is such a
looking
huge,
for views from India. Where do you go from?
Why Ronak has to keep mentioning Wimbledon every 3 seconds when he's doing the sports presenter.
Who did you say? You meant Rajani? Yeah. Imagine Ronak Rajani just popping up in a cricket podcast. Guys, relationships and Wimbledon. Those are my priorities.
So he was sitting with Sanjay Manjrekar and said, oh, our very own DK is at Wimbledon and all. And then their mics were on. And then Manjrekar is like, his wife plays which sport?
Oh my God,
squash.
dude.
Oh, squash, not tennis. I pissed myself laughing.
And you know that the team had kept his mic on just to fuck him over for no reason.
Absolutely.
Like, why are you trolling my poor Manju
Manju ho gaya.
I love Manju, dude. Manju gets trolled for no reason. I like him.
Yeah, I went to the his daughter has an Italian restaurant in Bombay, which is very good. Check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Somebody told me to come for some launch or something, and I missed it out.
I can't believe I'm plugging
you-
Sanjay Manjrekar's daughter's restaurant. Sorry.
Yeah, toast.
Toast.
Toast, yeah. I've never been. But apparently, no, what I was going to say something. I forgot now.
Sorry, the
No,
Manjrekar
no,
thing.
no. Do you feel like this generally, sometimes it gets over the top, this hugely jingoistic
Absolutely.
cricket presenting that we either feel pressured to do or they've been told to do.
Yeah.
But why are we constantly having to blow smoke up our own asses?
I mean, the best example from recent history is what happened with Harsha Bhogle when he had when Amitabh tweeted
Yeah,
against
yeah.
him, if you remember.
yeah.
Because he was doing his job and just tweeted that Bangladesh played really
Yeah, yeah.
well, actually.
But that was still 2016, I think.
Sure.
But
or
even now,
2018.
like we're expecting, forget, you're doing it amongst yourselves
Yeah.
because you're an Indian. But now you can't expect Jonathan Trott also to say it
Yeah.
the same way
Honestly,
you do.
I'm sick of, I feel embarrassed
Yeah.
seeing them being asked, who's your favorite Indian, this
Yeah, yeah.
Indian, that. Arey bhai.
No, but also from their POV now, what is the reason? You know that video that they do that, who's the best wicket keeper
This
in
or
the
that.
universe?
Yeah, yeah,
and they know that the ending is going to be MS Dhoni.
MS
So they're saving him right for the end, and you have to choose MS Dhoni at the end,
yeah, yeah.
irrespective of what you think.
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
And in Test cricket, I mean, to be honest, if you ask my favorite wicketkeeper, it's Adam Gilchrist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Only because he walked.
yeah, because higher average and if you say white ball cricket, then 100% Dhoni.
Dude, they're saying a best test cricket wicket keeper.
Yeah.
And they're putting Pant versus Dhoni. How can you choose
Yeah.
Dhoni anymore? There is no right to.
Yeah.
Dhoni is never the answer in test.
In Test, yeah.
Yeah.
And white ball, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they also realize, like even Jonathan Trott will be like, oh, this got 3 million views. Yes, let's go
Dude,
again.
they're all
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
To reiterate, if Wimbledon, the classy
Yeah.
tournament, is leaning into this, next year Wimbledon will be sponsored by Fog and Micromax or whatever.
In Australia, I remember it was raining during one of the test matches, and Wasim Akram, they kept asking about Virat and, what do you think, and what is the... And at the end of it, he said, dude, I really want the rain to stop because I'm sick of answering questions about Virat. How much more can I say? He's a great guy. I like him. I like his aggression. I like his
I
batting
love
style.
it.
Now I'm done.
I love when they snap. Kevin
Yeah.
Peterson snaps all the time. He's the shortest fuse he
Yeah,
has.
dude,
so-
Kevin Peterson has the shortest
He
fuse
has the
everywhere.
shortest
yeah.
fuse.
He has like
I
no
love
patience
how
for
At least
anybody.
something has to be short now. Matlab, he was 6'5".
The funniest thing about Peterson is on Graham Norton, he had come and he was promoting his his
With
autobiography.
Taylor Swift next to him?
I think so.
Yeah.
So where Graham Norton's like, I read your book, just based on what I've read, maybe team sports not for you. More of a tennis type of person. Because he like turned on his own team, best friend.
His whole autobiography was trolling his own teammates.
It's
what's-
so
he turned
boring
on
though,
his,
that autobiography.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What-
And this
Oh,
was
yeah.
when I liked the I really like Kevin Peterson phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as
I couldn't.
entertaining as his real
Yeah.
cricketing
Oh,
prowess.
is it? Even you read it,
No,
or?
no, I'm just going. I'm
Very
just
good.
piling on
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
reading the book.
Okay, we'll come to conclusions and predictions for the third test. We just have two things to get to. Now, a lot of cricketers, ex-cricketers have started the YouTube channels, okay? Have you stumbled upon Ajinkya Rahane's YouTube channel?
No,
I didn't know it
missed this.
It is
existed.
great.
Jinx,
Yeah.
is it called Jinx?
It's, I don't know, no, he hates Jinx, right?
Oh,
he hates being
he
called
hates
Jinx
it.
and all. He's like, I don't want like this. So it's like a ninth standard class presentation where he's like, hi, this is Ajinkya Rahane.
Oh, love
Today,
it.
and then he
I
said-
have to watch
His
now.
actual quote was, he said after the first test, he said, out of the 5 centuries that India scored, here are my top 2. I'm like, what's like 2 out of 5, dude? He's like, both are second.
He's playing his
And
own
both
game.
are Shubmans.
He's playing his own BuzzFeed listicles he's making.
And he's saying very obvious things like India really needs to do some wickets and they should take some wickets in the next
I'm
match.
saying he's talking like Sachin tweets. I've never seen a Sachin tweet where I learned anything new.
yeah.
He punned on Shubman and all in his
Oh,
tweet
sorry,
yesterday. Come on.
Sublime
Yeah,
performance.
come on.
Sachin.
Sublime,
very
he
good.
said.
Yeah, it was
My
very
God,
good.
That's good. That's good.
That's like really Sachin
You know,
straying from comfort zone completely.
Listen, he's very good now. I really enjoyed his talk with Jimmy Anderson that Michael
Oh, I
Atherton
didn't
did.
watch that.
It was very nice. Like, his words, it was on.
Oh, I'll
he
check
said
it out.
one thing he said, and I thought, Sachin. He said the problem is, and the point of a cricket is what? The bowler and the batsman were both fighting for control of 22 yards.
Wow.
And I thought, my God, it's so poetic.
That, I think it's Chat GPT. That sounds very Chat GPT too.
Sachin is wearing those glasses that are just connected to AI.
It's true, he was wearing dark glasses.
Chat SRT.
Chat SRT. Okay, and then the last thing we'll talk about is Sanju Samson is playing something called the Kerala Cricket League
Yeah.
with his brother. Okay, which I'm like,
Just the two of them.
Yeah.
playing on a big field.
Yeah. It's called their backyard.
It's backyard cricket with the
Yeah.
Samsons. Now, Sanju Samson got 26.8 lakhs, which is the most anybody's ever got.
In the Kerala cricket league.
In the Kerala cricket league, yeah, correct, yeah. And his brother Sally got his base price of
His
75,000.
brother Sally.
Sally. Oh, must be Sally. I don't know how to. SALY is what?
Okay.
SALY Samson is. Yeah.
I have no. I've never heard this name
You're
in my
the
life.
expert.
Yeah.
You are our
Yeah.
Clearly.
on-field
Clearly.
reporter.
So I like the idea that Sanju Samson has got the most unprecedented amount in the coaching, and his brother's got 75,000. And I hope his brother does well. But I just thought that was
Yeah,
like.
and you know Sanju is covering all his other costs. He's like, I'm not from my 75. I'm not paying for the dinner today. Dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, so and also another very important thing I want to tell everybody that Sunil Pal is performing in J Sport. So please head there and check out J Sport's Instagram for Sunil Pal performing
Really?
in J Sport.
No, I thought you were kidding me. Are you
No,
serious?
yes, this Friday 6 p.m. Even I checked it out. Yeah.
We are promoting Sunil Pal's show, guys.
Please go check it out.
Yeah, or at least go check out J Sport and then check out Sunil Pal's the comments on the Instagram post. It's great.
It's great.
Okay, so what are your predictions? Third test coming up. All three of us are aligned. You think Kuldeep won't play again?
I don't think Kuldeep will play.
No.
Kuldeep will not play, and may I just say Akash Deep has to play now.
Yes.
Also because his backstory is too tragic, and now you have to play him for everything.
Yeah.
Which is he lost his father and brother 6 months of each other.
Oh my God.
So he was told, then he had to take care of his sisters and mother.
Yeah.
Sole earning member, used to get $800, $1,000 a day playing these small leagues.
My God.
Bihar was not even a
Yeah.
full, was an associate
He had to
member,
play for
right? So then he
Bengal.
had to play for other. And then after this, now his sister had cancer, and I was like, my God, how many tragic things can happen to one
Incredible.
person?
Wow.
And apparently, kids were told not to associate with him because otherwise he'll influence them with his cricket love. And at that time, you needed to study, right, in order to get a good job. You can't have like cricket ambitions
Yeah.
because that is stupid.
That's bad company in India.
Yeah. So now we can't drop him ever.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
guys.
permanently in the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a permanent member.
Permanent member. First
locked.
name on the team
Yeah.
sheet.
It starts with A also.
Yeah. Before Shubman, we put Akash Deep.
Yeah, it's like who cares about the captain?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's double A also, I think.
Yeah.
Is it double A? So yeah.
I think we
No.
keep we just switch Bumrah and Prasidh, and the
Yes.
team stays the same.
So
That's
NKR
fine.
also stays over.
I think they won't change it. You think they drop
I
him?
think they will.
Who'll come in?
They'll go with a specialist batsman.
Who they'll get like Iswaran or something or Sai
they'll
Sudarshan.
Sai Sudarshan.
But okay, look,
That's so many batsmen.
I'm all for Sai Sudarshan. Okay, I genuinely think he's the future. But I'm like, why are you carrying around this Iswaran for so many? Like, play
If
him.
not, you're not
play
giving
him.
him a
No,
chance.
like I mean, it's getting.
They've been carrying
weird.
Kuldeep also, no? For
That's
what
why-
joy?
That's why I want Kuldeep. to
I
also
don't think
play.
Lords is the test where they
Yeah.
give us someone because you're setting them up for failure
Yeah.
potentially. Because this is where traditionally the ball will do.
But also
something.
that's why you need like a solid batter, right? Because so far Karun Nair has looked a bit uncomfortable when the ball is moving and when like with the bounce and all. I mean, he honestly got a very
Bounce
tough.
on a flat pitch.
Yeah,
He was
so that's
looking
what I'm saying.
uncomfortable.
It's like, yeah. And I want Karun Nair to do well as well
Yes.
because again, older people is all for this thing.
Also, it's nice to see Pant doing well on a highway. Sorry. I had to get that in.
He calls the cracks potholes. It's like, and then the government says they were not there only. Still one of my favorite stories of all time.
Yeah, also it just hit me, this whole flip celebration is a bit macabre coming from Rishabh Pant, right?
So I was saying that somebody should make a gif of him doing the flip
And
and
put
then
a
goes
car.
run and turns into a wheel.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's a great guy. We all love him, but I'm
Yeah.
like, that's yeah.
But also, it's like he didn't overdo it. I thought he played it
Yeah,
really well.
and
Did it
Gavaskar
once?
asked for it.
Yeah, and
Yeah. It's
Gavaskar
like
kept it and he
Gavaskar
said
is
no.
like, Sani Paji, aap
Once
thoda-
was good enough.
Yeah, because it takes a lot to do a backflip,
he's
dude.
like, I didn't expect they let me score another one in the second innings.
Yeah. And also, I think he's realized like after wicket keeping for so long, he's like,
Yeah.
dude, back is stiff. I
He
can't
does
do
have a
this.
gymnast body, dude.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
my other thing. Don't pull something, bro.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
He's just a natural.
Yeah.
Complete natural.
He's also dropped like 4 catches so far, by the way.
He does drop catches
It's
sometimes.
like a thing with like him. He just,
But at least it's not as much as Yashasvi, so let's
yeah.
go with that.
I like how they removed him. They
Yeah.
like go away from slip. We don't
We have a
want
new
you.
slip cord in now.
So sad.
And that's exactly what he said. Karun Nair is the slip
Yeah,
fielder
he is
only.
the
Like,
slip
that's what it is.
fielder.
So what are your predictions? Lords, do you think will win? And do you think Michael Vaughan's prediction of 3-1 will still come true?
No chance.
Yeah.
The 3-1's not coming true. I mean,
I said 2-all.
2-all?
2-all.
Ooh. So you are predicting a draw in this series at some point.
I just don't want to say 3-1. So I'm just
Yeah.
going with 2-2 because
I think
it
the
seems,
only way there's a draw is there's going to be one rained out game because now these people, I mean Stokes and company, will not, their ego is too big to try to draw a match if we are in this situation again. They will always play baseball for this tournament.
Yeah.
That being the case, no draws are happening. I think India is going to win this one again. It'll go to day 5. It'll go to just the first session of day 5 because it's Lords.
You think it'll go to day 5 because we are basis what you said about the WDC final?
But I don't think it'll be the same pitch. I think there'll be still more. I mean, you can't completely turn it in the bowler sphere because their attack is either the same attack which is not good enough, or Archer and company coming in, which is not, you can't back them.
By the way, to talk about Shoaib Bashir, I mean, is not been selected for his county side. Do you know that? He's not been selected for his county side.
What does that say about England's spin situation?
No, but Jack Leach is there, and Jack Leach, I was going through the county stats. Jack Leach's stats are great, like because he does exactly what Bashir does.
I just
but
think
he
it's racism in England. They don't trust a white spinner.
Listen, Graham Swan is very good. And he bowled when Monty Panesar was also
funniest,
there.
one of the funniest commentators.
Yeah, I love Graham
Swan. Best impressionist in the commentary box.
Yeah. But I would say, I mean, from an England POV, it's like, I think at some stage you need to look beyond Bashir. I mean, I don't, or do
you
we
want
not?
one from the immigrant quota? You don't want
That's
like that?
Okay, sure, I'll
Not
play.
ticking that politically correct box after all the things that went down with Yorkshire cricket.
Oh, is that what you think it is?
Is there no other Indian origin?
Rehan Ahmed is there, who's also quite good, but his control with leg spin is not great, and he scored, I think, 2 centuries in the county games this time. So his batting is also improved and all that stuff. So I don't know, but they just feel that he doesn't give them enough control.
But do you guys think Virat will be watching from the stands in Lords? Really take the tube over to the Lords?
You know, Jonathan Trott was and said it on camera, and then they had to stop him. They said, yeah, he lives close to Lords, no? In St. John's Wood or something. And then Varun Aaron and then Ronak were like, no, we don't know, somewhere. Anyway, Trotty.
Really? Oh, that's the brief from BCCI.
No, but obviously you can't dox
Yeah,
Virat Kohli, dude. Like, it's like a...
Oh, he lives in W1.
Yeah. I liked his view from you can see the Thames from an angle of 23 degrees, and all Indian who are engineers are like, we figured it out, guys.
You know that 5th and 6th stump?
What is Kohli doing with his Worley beautiful flat? If he needs some cat sitter or something, I'm available. I just want to
All of us are available. Yeah.
All of us.
We'll all show up. So you both you're predicting
I'm
2-all?
predicting India
You're
wins.
predicting?
I hope we win, but
Yeah.
otherwise I don't want us to lose. Let's just put it that way. So I'd rather go like a good South Indian, go the conservative 2-2.
Overall 2-2, I'll also go with overall 2-2. I'm saying Lords we
Because
win.
how can you go through an entire England series without something being rained out?
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
true.
thing,
That's
right? Otherwise,
true.
it's too much of a good thing.
That's-
Then global warming is really true, guys.
Yeah. We only plan for 5-match series in England, hoping one gets rained
Yeah,
out. So we rest a little
And
bit.
we also got screwed by the rain or COVID. One of the two.
My prediction is if Archer plays the full test, the third test, I think England is going to win this 3-1.
I don't think Archer will last.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
my-
I'm saying. If he plays the
he's
full
not
test,
gonna- he's not gonna
I have a
last.
feeling that he's going to bowl the first innings and then
This is bravado.
But it's Archer and Bumrah both coming in. So why
But that's
would
what
you...
I still think like
Yeah?
because also it's like I don't know. I just feel like it's
Possible.
because like India corrected all the mistakes that they did in the second test, and England forgot everything they learned in the first test.
it might
So now
go
the third
bad.
test is going to be like.
But Archer comes in place of Cars or Tongue.
Cars. Tongue has been bowling
Tongue is-
very
you
well,
can't
dude.
drop Tongue, I think. Yeah.
Tongue is like, I'm enjoying his bowling, and also they showed his release points is very similar to Bumrah and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and I'm like, that ball that he bowled to KL was like, I was like,
Yeah.
to beat KL on the middle
Yeah.
stump is an insane achievement, dude.
Absolutely.
so
Tongue
cool.
stays in.
Yeah, tongue stays in. Yeah, that's how you keep people.
Just say no tungsten.
I was going to do a freedom of speech joke and I gave up. Cool. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Also, again, to mention, we are at Woodside Inn. Beer and Burger Festival happening 18th year of Woodside Inn. Even if you're around Woodside Inn, I've been coming to Woodside for many, many years. Apparently, we went for the relaunch of Woodside when it reopened in Mumbai, which was in 24th December. My friend just told me this. So I don't know why I'm showing off like this is a great achievement on
No,
my
we'll
part.
have to believe you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Shamik and I don't have a choice.
On camera, we'll believe you, and then
Of
we'll
course,
ask
of course.
after you.
Yeah, then you'll ask Jonathan Trott. He's like, is this right? Tell us the correct address. So come to Woodside Inn, Burger and Beer Festival. There's a Super Sixer burger and it's paired with a Nariyal beer, which is, I'm sure, super fun. So come to Woodside Inn. It's in Kolaba, Bandra West. It's a lot of, just Google it, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Shamek, anything you'd like to promote? Anything coming up?
Yeah, I think this is coming out tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
this week.
This is coming out on what is today? Monday. Tuesday, hopefully 8 p.m. This should be out.
So this weekend on Sunday I'm in Bangalore doing 2 shows. So Bangalore people, please come. First show almost sold out. Second show tickets are available.
It's sold out immediately as soon as this episode gets done.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You can shout out Saurabh Pant in the beginning, so to let me know that's where you came from.
Hey, I should start doing that to track if people are
Or
buying
shout
tickets.
Woodside in. Which is of no benefit to people because there is no Woodside in Bangalore. But go
Yet.
for it.
Yet.
The
power of yet.
The power of yet.
So yeah, go ahead to see Shamika in Bangalore this weekend. Yeah, Anu, what's happening?
Nothing. I'm chilling. I'm just watching test matches all day. I'm watching Wimbledon on the iPad and the test match
Oh,
on
you're doing
TV.
both?
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
amazing.
multitasker. I'm a woman. Come on.
Oh wow! I didn't know we were going to get gender into this. I have no shows coming up, but I don't know if you're watching this in the future. SaurabhPant.com for stand-up tickets. I'm sure I'm on tour somewhere in the future. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe if you want because, listen, 1 million in the next 3 days I think is quite achievable. And again, thanks to everybody supporting on Super Chat. There's one guy who keeps giving Super Chats each time. I really appreciate that guy.
Then maybe you should know his name.
SV something. It's one of those 126 things. I'll put up a screenshot somewhere. So thanks to that person. And that's about it. Thanks a lot to the Luminaries, Shamik Chakravarti and Anu Menon for coming
Thank
here.
you.
And thanks a lot for watching. I hope India wins every test match from now on and doesn't lose ever again. Love you all. Marry me. Goodbye.